Hi there, everyone. Welcome back to the Cozy English Podcast. It's such a lovely day to have you with us. I'm Chloe.
And I'm Ethan. We're both really happy that you chose to spend a little cozy time with us today. Every listener means so much to us. Your time, your attention, your support, it truly warms our hearts.
Our wonderful team has also prepared a free learning PDF just for you. Inside, you'll find today's complete script, a list of useful vocabulary, and a few thoughtful questions to help you learn English in a slow, meaningful way.
You can find the link right there in the description below.
That's right. And today's topic feels very close to both of us. We're going to talk about hobbies, those gentle, personal things we do simply because we love them.
I've always liked that word, hobby. It feels light, cheerful, and full of life, doesn't it? Sometimes our hobbies are simple, like painting, gardening, baking, or journaling, yet those small actions can bring incredible peace and meaning to our days.
Yes, I think hobbies have a quiet magic. They make people smile. When I see someone talk about what they love, whether it's music, knitting, or even birdwatching, their whole face lights up with joy.
That's so true. When I spend a lazy afternoon reading or sketching, I feel calm, as if time itself slows down. It reminds me that life isn't just about work or responsibilities, it's also about gentleness, curiosity, and simple joy.
I used to think hobbies were just something we did for fun, but over time I realized they're also a way of understanding ourselves. For example, when I play the guitar, I'm not only making music, I'm expressing my emotion. I want to be homeless and help hide from a buff. If the last thing I want is for teaching myself, they can do something else.
Exactly. A hobby is like a mirror, a soft, honest reflection of who you are when no one's watching. It's one of the few things we do purely for ourselves, not for recognition or applause.
That's beautifully said. Maybe that's why people always look happier when they do what they love. It's honest. It's real.
Even simple hobbies, like cooking or photography, give your day a quiet rhythm. They help you pause, breathe, and reconnect with the present moment. Everyone deserves that kind of peace.
And even if your life is busy, just 10 minutes of doing something that makes you smile can completely change your mood.
Maybe that's the secret. Small joys, repeated often, can make a big difference.
Yes, and maybe today's episode will help our listeners think about what truly brings them happiness.
Let's dive deeper into that. What if hobbies aren't just entertainment? What if they quietly tell the story of who we are?
I love that question, because I've noticed that when people talk about their hobbies, they become more alive. They forget to be shy or serious. Their voice changes, it becomes full of light.
That's so true. Hobbies open a little window into our real selves. At work, school, or home, we often wear roles: the professional, the student, the parent. But when we do something for ourselves, we drop all those masks.
Exactly. I know someone who loves photography. He once told me that when he's behind the camera, he feels both invisible and completely himself. His photos reveal his personality: quiet, thoughtful, patient.
That's beautiful. I think a hobby is like a second language. It says things about you that words never could.
When we create, move, or collect something, we're showing our inner world, our curiosity, our rhythm, our emotions. It's not about talent or results. It's about truth and sincerity.
I love that. When I began cooking during the lockdown, I realized it wasn't about perfect recipes. It was about comfort, the rhythm of chopping, the aroma of garlic, the sound of simmering sauce.
That's the beauty of hobbies. They meet us where we are. They reveal what our heart needs at that moment. For some, it's freedom. For others, control. For many, it's quiet joy.
Sometimes people say, I don't have a hobby. But I think they do, they just don't recognize it. Maybe it's walking after dinner, rearranging books, or writing small notes to themselves.
Absolutely. A hobby doesn't have to be artistic or impressive. It's simply something that grounds you and brings you back to yourself.
So maybe, if you really want to understand yourself, you should ask, what do I do when no one's watching?
That's a wonderful question, because in those private moments, your true self speaks. And maybe that's why we should protect our hobbies. They keep that inner voice alive.
Yes, they remind us that life isn't just about achievement. It's also about connection, creativity, and being human.
Every hobby carries a story. Some begin in childhood, others are born from quiet moments later in life.
That reminds me of how I started drawing. When I was little, I used to fill the backs of my notebooks with doodles. My teachers didn't like it, but it made me so happy.
That's adorable. What did you draw?
Mostly cars, superheroes, and imaginary worlds. I wasn't good at sports, so drawing gave me a place I could build something entirely my own.
That's beautiful, Ethan. I think many people start hobbies because they need a safe little world, a place to breathe, to dream.
Yes. For me, it was a quiet space where I could listen to music, forget about school, and just exist.
Hobbies shape our emotions in subtle ways. Even as adults, we return to them for comfort.
When I draw now, it reminds me of that hopeful kid who believed anything was possible. It feels like meeting an old friend.
I love that. Meeting your younger self through something you love. Hobbies keep a small spark of childhood alive, the part that's still curious, playful, and brave.
You're right. That playful self never really disappears, it just waits patiently for us to invite it back.
You know, I also tried learning the guitar once. I didn't become very good, but I still remember how proud I felt when I played my first song.
That's what matters. The feeling, not the skill. Hobbies aren't always about consistency. Sometimes they're just about remembering that life can still surprise you.
It's like whispering to yourself, I'm still growing, I'm still learning.
Exactly. And every hobby tells not only what we love, but why we love it. Peace, curiosity, memory, or meaning.
That's why hobbies feel so personal. They hold tiny fragments of who we were, who we are, and who we're becoming.
Chloe, do you have a hobby that connects you to a special memory?
I do. I'll share one. When I was in college, I went through a really difficult time. Lost, anxious, unsure about my future. One day, I found an old watercolor set in my drawer. I hadn't painted in years, but something whispered, try again.
So you did?
I did. I sat by the window as the afternoon light touched the paper. The colors blended softly, and for the first time in months, I felt calm. It wasn't about painting something perfect. It was about breathing again.
That sounds so peaceful. I think hobbies are like gentle pauses in the middle of pain, a way to heal without words.
Exactly. When life feels heavy, hobbies hold us quietly together. They may not fix everything, but they remind us of who we are inside.
I feel that too. When I play guitar after a long day, the noise of the world fades. My thoughts finally slow down enough for me to listen.
That's such a lovely image. When we give ourselves time to enjoy our hobbies, we give space for soft growth, the kind that happens quietly inside the heart.
People often think self-growth means big changes, reading, or setting goals. But sometimes, it's just giving yourself permission to breathe, to create, to feel.
Healing doesn't always come from talking. Sometimes it comes from doing something gently, planting, painting, writing, or even organizing your space.
That's why hobbies make life feel softer. They remind us that even in difficult times, beauty still exists, around us and within us.
I once read a line, when you create something, you begin to rebuild yourself. I didn't understand it then, but now I do.
I love that. Maybe hobbies aren't just something we do. Maybe they're something that helps us become.
Exactly. They help us become calmer, kinder, and more patient with ourselves and with the world.
That's why so many people create their best art during hard times. They turn pain into light.
And that's something we can all do. Every time you pour care into something small, I want to be my friend.
Great question. It's a question for you. Oh, I am. Oh, we're so scared. What can you do with yourself?
Maybe that's our final reminder, how hobbies keep the inner light alive, no matter what happens around us.
I agree. Life can get busy and noisy. But when we do something we love, even for a few minutes, it's like lighting a tiny candle inside.
And that candle stays with you. Your hobby doesn't have to be grand or public. It can be private, simple, just yours.
I used to feel guilty spending time sketching or journaling, but now I realize those moments make me whole. They bring me back to myself.
Hobbies remind us that life isn't only about doing, it's also about being.
Maybe hobbies are small, beautiful ways of saying, I'm here and I'm okay.
Perfectly said. And sometimes your joy can inspire others. When people see your spark, they often feel encouraged to find their own.
That's so true. When I share my art, friends often say, I want to start drawing again. Joy spreads quietly, like sunlight moving across a room.
That's the quiet magic of hobbies. They don't make noise, but they shine.
So maybe the real question isn't, what is your hobby, but rather, what keeps your inner light alive?
Whatever it is, reading, gardening, music, or sipping tea, keep doing it. Protect that gentle light. It's part of who you are.
Before we end, we want to thank you for being here with us. It truly means so much that you share your time and heart with the Cozy English podcast.
We hope this episode inspires you to rediscover something you love, or maybe to start something new.
Remember, your hobby doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to bring you peace.
Take care of yourself, and take care of your joy.
Until next time, this is Chloe,
Considering me.
wishing you a calm heart and a truly cozy day. Goodbye for now.